season. The first pitch to Boisvert, fouled off. Hara couldn't find it, but it was at the backstop anyways. Here's the 0-1 from Frieders. That one fouled off again. This one closer to being fair as it didn't go straight back this time, but still a foul ball. 0-2 count here to Braden Boisvert. Frieders had a number of excellent performances for the Yaks. The 0-2, Boisvert does get a piece of that one. Fouls it off to keep himself alive, and it's still 0-2. His last appearance was a week ago, May 29th, a doubleheader at Treasure Valley with the Yaks. He pitched in Game 1, a complete game, just gave up 2 runs, only 5 walks and 7 strikeouts on the day as Braden Boisvert watches strike number 3 for the second out of the inning. Boisvert had some words. I'm not really sure whether he was talking to the now on deck batter Trey Hageman or the umpire. The first pitch to Jake Hoskins, grounded over to the shortstop Corvallis, to LeJoie for out number 3, and it's 3 up, 3 down. Quick work of the Knights here in the top of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still no score. The Pippins look to get something going here. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
So here we go to the bottom of the second as Corvallis catcher Jacob Weiss skips one along the grass right behind the pitcher's mound as he throws down to second. Leading off for the Pippins here in the bottom of the second, it'll be Austin Planty, followed by Noah Williamson and Chaz Myers. Planty started last night as a DH. Now in today as the left fielder. His first pitch from Taylor taken for ball number 1. It looked like Corvallis head coach Brooke Knight did go out and have a little chat with the home plate umpire here today as Planty gets a piece of it for a foul tip. 1-1 count to him. The Knights were not happy with the home plate umpire in yesterday's game, who's now the field umpire here today, Jordan Smart. His partner, Eric Swift, behind the plate today. The 1-1 from Taylor. Planty gets a piece of that one as well, and it's now a 1-2 count. The Pippins seem to agree. When I talked to pitching coach Kelly Fitzpatrick, he seemed to agree that Jordan Smart really wasn't giving them the bottom third of the strike zone. It just happened to work out in the Pippins' favor. Here's the 1-2 from Taylor inside on the hands of Planty, and he takes it for a ball. Pippins, who had the lead for the entirety of the game, starting from the bottom of the first, didn't have much to complain about, even if they weren't getting the pitches that they wanted. The count is 2-2. The pitch from Taylor swung on, grounded hard, but just foul past the first base bag into the Corvallis bullpen. So count still 2-2 to Austin Planti. Went 1 for 3 last night. Did reach on 2 walks. Struck out twice as well. Did come around to score once and drove in a run himself. Fouls off the 2-2. Along the third base side. Still 2-2 count. And here comes the 7th pitch of the at-bat. That one inside, just off the glove of Jacob Weiss. And the count is now full. Planti, the left-hander. Got some pop in his bat. We'll see if it shows itself this summer. The 3-2 from Taylor. Looked at and taken for ball 4. The first batter to reach first for the Pippins is Austin Planti to lead off the bottom of the second. No score here as Noah Williamson, the designated hitter tonight, steps to the plate. Williamson went 2 for 5 last night. Looks down the third base line to head coach Kyle Crustangel. Giving the signs. Had a big 3-run double back in the 8th inning last night. Oh, he was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. Here's the first pitch to Williamson, a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Williamson look down the line now, digging in from the right side. Planti leads off at first. 0-1 count, no outs here in the bottom of the second. Still no score. The 0-1 from Taylor delivered in there for strike number 2, and Williamson is now behind. No balls and 2 strikes. The Pippins and Bellingham, the 2 teams from the North Division who earned wins on opening day. Sorry, add Walla Walla to that list. The 3 teams from the North Division. Williamson checks his swing, and it is a ball. Just 2 South teams got a win yesterday, Portland and Ridgefield. Port Angeles and Wenatchee, the 2 teams at the bottom of the North Division, and Corvallis, Bend, and Cowlitz at the bottom of the South Division with 1 loss each. The 1-2 taken way outside for ball number 2, and that evens the count at 2-2. Planti on it first, Taylor pitching out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2, Planti on the move. Ball gets away from Weiss. Planti will get into second, and it's taken for ball 3. So Williamson, who fell behind 0-2, now has himself a full count and a runner in scoring position with no outs. Planti can move. I mentioned last night he does have some speed for someone who can hit as hard as he does. The full count, pitch, swung on and fouled back over the press box and into the parking lot behind the stadium. That preserves the full count here. As Weiss looks to his bench for the pitch call, now gets it into Grant Taylor. Taylor checks on Planti at second and now delivers the 3-2 again. Swung on and missed. Got him with the breaking ball, and Noah Williamson is down swinging for the first out of the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Chaz Myers, the sophomore out of the University of the Pacific. Making his first appearance this afternoon, or first appearance this season, I should say, with Austin Planti leading off on second. Takes the first pitch for strike. Played at the University of the Pacific this year with Ryan Arredondo, one of the Pippins pitchers. As here's the 0-1 from Taylor, taken for a strike as well. Myers, who's coaches at the University of the Pacific, talk about how much initiative he takes in improving himself. Here's the 0-2 from Taylor. Fouled hard down the first base line, bounced off a pole that holds up the PA speakers and bounced back into the field of play. Grant Taylor wanted to use that ball. They're going to get him a new one. Whenever you have a ball ricochet off of a piece of metal or brick, it can scuff up the ball, and that's really only in the pitcher's favor, as the scuffs help increase the drag on the ball. So here's the 0-2 again from Grant Taylor. Myers swings, grounded over to the right side. Second baseman Hoskins picks it up, looks at Planty at third, but then decides to get Myers at first. So Myers grounds out in his first at-bat of the season, but he does move Planty over to third. That brings up Willie Lajoie, the senior from Chico State. Wasn't able to play a season, as the Wildcats didn't play a season here in 2021, but he showed no signs of rust whatsoever last night as he takes the first pitch for strike number one. Went 1 for 4 with a double. Scored twice, including once on a wild pitch that got away from Tanner Smith. That ball barely trickled out of the dirt around home plate, but he was on the move, didn't show any hesitation, and slid head first to score. That pitch gets away from Weiss. Was high and outside, but Planty realized it wasn't far enough to get him to score, so it's a 1-1 count to Lajoie. Planty on third base. Led off the inning with a walk, stole second during Noah Williamson's at-bat, and was moved over to third by Chaz Myers' ground out a few moments ago. Here's the 1-1 from Taylor. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. Lajoie is now trailing 1-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Taylor comes set. And delivers the 1-2. That one outside, but Lajoie gets a piece of it, enough to foul it out of play. I think maybe the adjective I'd use to describe Lajoie after yesterday's game was eager. Just eager to get going, eager to get playing, and on that one, eager to hit a pitch that probably shouldn't have swung at. The 1-2 gets a piece of that one. It's a chopper to the right side. Hoskins with the quick throw on over to first. They do get Lajoie, and that will retire the side. So Planty makes things interesting, but still no score here through 2 innings. We'll be right back at Yakima County Stadium. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on. Welcome to the ice
Back
dome.
inside Yakima County Stadium, I'm Chris Rosato Jr. bringing you all of the action here, both on YouTube and on Mixlr. No matter how you like to watch the Pippins, I'll be right there with you, providing the coverage you need. Tyler Frieder's completing his warm-up pitches here to start the top of the third. One hit for the Knights thus far. It was the leadoff hitter, Travis Bazana. The Pippins have yet to score, or yet to get a hit. though Planty did start the bottom of the second with a walk. Frieders, the first pitch to leadoff hitter Trey Hageman, taken for ball number 1. Here's the 1-0 from Frieders. That pitch up at eye level and taken for ball number 2. Hageman, the junior from Lynn Benton. He's the DH here tonight. Last night got the start at third base with Smith moving over. He gets to focus on hitting here today. That one fouled just off the top of the netting behind home plate and into the grandstands. Looks like it was just short of the press box, a few windows down from my booth. So that brings the count to 2-1. Tyler Frieders to Hageman. That pitch taken on the outside corner for strike number 2, and the count is now even, 2-2. Frieders fights his way back to a nice even count. Hageman went hitless last night with 3 strikeouts. And make that 4 on the season as he swings at a ball in the dirt. Hara is able to collect it and tag him out for out number 1. Bottom of the order, and it's Jacob Weiss, the catcher, out of the University of the Pacific. First pitch from Frieders. That pitch high, but he swings at it. He also was hitless last night, went 0 for 3. University of the Pacific. The same school that Ryan Arredondo and Chase Graves attended this past spring, as Weiss takes pitch number 2 for strike number 2, and he's now in the hole, 0-2. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. No score. Pippins hosting the Corvallis Knights, game number 2 of the season, as Weiss takes ball number 1. Pippins won last night 10-1. This one a little slower getting started offensively, but Frieders, the same dominance that Dylan Bishop showed, as Weiss pops one up into right field, right center. Ranging over is Corey Jarrell, and he'll make the catch this time. Chase Graves in the neighborhood. Almost thought he might make the catch. He's been a little bit of a Hoover out in center field between yesterday and today. He's got a lot of range, and he likes to use it. That brings us back to the top of the order. It's Travis Bazana. Hails from Sydney, Australia, currently attending Oregon State. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. Correction, he will be attending Oregon State. He takes the second pitch on the outside corner for a strike as well. Here's the 0-2 from Frieders. Bazana fouls that one back to the netting and stays alive here as the final hope for the Knights in the third inning. The 0-2 from Frieders. Bazana gets a piece of this one, lined into left center field. It's in the alley, and it's going all the way to the wall. Bazana into second. He's going to try for 3. Turns the corner. The relay will not get there in time. Corvallis is going to hold on to it and now gets it into Chaz Myers. Bazana in with a triple, and just like that, Corvallis has an opportunity to score here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Bazana, who without a doubt has been the hardest out in the lineup for the Knights, went 3 for 4 last night. He's now 2 for 2 with a base hit back in the first and a triple here in the third. So Bazana leads off on first. Ethan Lovelace at bat. The first pitch from Frieders swung on and missed for strike number 1. Frieders comes set, looks over at Bazana, and now delivers. That ball on the outside corner for a strike. Lovelace, who steps in from the left side. Looked like that might have been a breaking ball from Frieders. Some backdoor action. Here's the 0-2. That one high. Tried to get him swinging, but Lovelace holds off. Lined out to Chase Graves back in the first. And now making his second at-bat of the evening. Here's the 1-2 from Frieders on the outside corner and in the dirt. Ball number 2, and it's now 2-2. Frieders looking in. Hara now gets the sign out. Here's the 2-2 to Lovelace. That one lined over to the netting, protecting the fans on the third base side. It's a chilly one here tonight. It was 63 degrees at first pitch. Some heavy winds blowing left to right. The 2-2 again. Lovelace gets a piece of that one, and Hara can't hold on to it, so it's a foul ball. Hara, of course, upset with himself after failing to make the catch on that one. So it's 2-2 again, here with 2 outs in the top of the third. A 2-2 taken for a ball, and it's now a full count. Travis Bazan on third. He just tripled. Still no score. The Knights trying to strike first here in the third. Frieders comes set. The payoff pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. Ethan Lovelace was halfway down the line, but it doesn't matter. Frieders escapes the jam. And we head to the bottom of the third. Still no score here at Yakima County Stadium. The Pippins hosting the Knights. We'll be back. You're tuned in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at Concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Corey Jarrell will step to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Pippins. Still no score here through 2.5. The Knights visiting Yakima Valley here to start the season. Jarrell gets a piece of that one and fouls it way out of play along the third base side. Jarrell, who didn't appear yesterday, out of Yakima Valley College. Here's the 0-1 from Grant Taylor. That one way high. Jarrell has to back up a bit to not get hit. Hit .243 on the season, Jarrell did, with YVC, including 7 runs, 3 RBI. The 1-1 is a dribbler along the first base line. This will be tough. Taylor picks it up over to first. They do get it in time, and Jarrell is the first out of the inning. Although he definitely made it interesting. Now, head coach Kyle Crustangel coming down the line to argue that it hit off of Jarrell's foot. This is going to be a tough argument to sell to the umpires. The problem with that call is if one of them had seen it hit his foot, they would have called it. That's not an appeal play or anything like that. And Jarrell immediately after hitting it took off to first base. He didn't sell it like it hit him. So it's hard to argue after he's out that it hit him. But here's Jordan Hara, his first appearance of the season at bat. Started behind the plate here in game number 2 and takes pitch number 1 for a ball. Hara, who played at Pacific University. Here's the 1-0 from Taylor. Taken high for a ball as well, and it's now 2-0. Played in all 49 games, started in all 49 games that Pacific played in, and hit .312, a terrific year for him. Had 50 RBI, 9 home runs on the year. Here's the 2-0. That one's high as well. Hara lays off, and he's now ahead 3-0. The one blemish on his hitting record is he walked 15 times but struck out 41 times on the season. He's got to bring that down. Here's the 3-0 from Taylor, taken, and it's a called strike, 3-1 count to Hara. Hara, who hails from Aiea, Hawaii. Aiea, part of the island of Honolulu. Here's the 3-1 from Taylor. Taken for strike number 2. And it's now full count after getting ahead 3-0. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pippins looking to score for the first time today. Swung on and fouled straight back to the backstop. And we'll keep the full count. Pacific advanced all the way to the NCAA Division III Collegeville Regional Championships in Minnesota this season. Here's the 3-2. That one's high, and Hara is on with a walk. Second inning in a row that Grant Taylor has started the Pippins off with a walk. Last time it was Austin Planty who stole second, was moved over to third, but was unable to come around to score. So as we head to the top of the order, we'll see if Hara can have better luck here with a 1 out as he's on first. And the offensive machine that is Chase Graves steps into the plate from the right side. Taylor comes set, now delivers. That one high, and Graves waves at it for strike number 1. Between last at bat and this first pitch, you start to wonder if maybe after last night he got a little too excited. A little overconfident about his abilities. We'll see how he adjusts here after the strikeout in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Hara on the move. It's high, taken for a ball. Hara in there with a stolen base. As Weiss unable to get the ball into second base. He missed off the third base side of the bag. And Bazana was unable to rein it in. So Hara with a stolen base, and it's the second stolen base of the night for the Pippins. Hara now with some fancy feet at second base as Taylor checks in on him, now delivers. And that one taken for a strike. So it's a 1-2 count to Chase Graves. Hara leads off at second with 1 out. Here's the 1-2 from Taylor. That one taken in the dirt for ball number 2. The 2-2 count. Taylor looks in. Comes set and now looks back at Jordan Hara. The 2-2 delivered in there for strike 3, and Chase Graves goes down for his second strikeout of the night. So 2 outs, a runner on second for Connor Corvallis, who will step to the plate for the second time today. He grounded out to shortstop Travis Bazana back in the first inning. Taylor comes set for the first pitch to Corvallis and delivers. Fouled off. Back to the backstop, the padding behind home plate. Pippins had a runner reach third base last inning, was unable to bring him around. Hara here on second with 2 outs. The 0-1 for Corvallis, taken for strike number 2. The sun's still up here in the Yakima Valley. Some clouds out above the hills in the backdrop, none really above the stadium. The 0-2 from Taylor. Corvallis with a defensive swing just to keep himself alive, and he does. The wind has settled down just a bit. It is blowing the flags out in right center field. Pretty well still, but not quite as strong as it was at the beginning of the game. Today was opening day part 2 as the Pippins gave away 400 blankets to fans at tonight's game as Corvallis asks for time and steps out. Grant Taylor taking his time with a runner on second base. And those blankets really coming in handy here tonight as it was cold from first pitch, especially after the heat this week. The 0-2 outside in the dirt. And Connor Corvallis now with a 1-2 count. It was 100 degrees here on Wednesday in the Yakima Valley. And now it's 66 degrees here on Saturday. You really feel the difference. Here's the 1-2 from Taylor. That pitch taken for a ball low and outside. So it's a 2-2 count to Connor Corvallis. Jordan Hara leads off on second. He reached on a walk and then stole second base a little bit earlier. Here's the 2-2. Corvallis gets a piece of it. It's going to drop in right field. Hara turns the corner. It gets away from the right fielder, Ethan Lovelace. Hara will score easily, and Connor Corvallis drives in the first run of the evening for the Pippins on a base hit to right field. Hara scores from second. That'll bring to the plate Donald Saltabon Jr. That hit from Connor Corvallis just kind of dropped in a nice bloop base hit right in front of the right fielder Ethan Lovelace, but it kind of died in the grass and he wasn't able to pick it up. Corvallis on the move now. Saltabon takes the first pitch. That ball bounces a few times before it reaches second base, and Corvallis a stolen base of his own as Kyle Crustangel having his Pippins test Jacob Weiss's arm all night so far. Every runner who has reached first for the Pippins, that's been 3 of them thus far, has stolen second base. First pitch taken by Saltabon was called a strike. So with Corvallis on second, here's the 0-1, swung on and missed for strike number 2. Saltabon, who had 3 RBI himself last night, struck out swinging back in the first. We'll see if he has better luck here. Here's the 0-2 from Taylor. They go outside and he misses for ball number 1. Taylor, who had 24 strikeouts in 26 2/3 innings this season at Washington State, did issue 13 walks. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed, and it's the second strikeout of the night for Donald Saltabon Jr., but not before Connor Corvallis drives in Jordan Hara for the first run of the night. The Pippins now lead 1-0 as we head to the 4th here at Yakima County Stadium. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies. agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Back in the orchard for the top of the fourth inning, and finally a score as the Pippins are able to push across a run in the bottom of the third. Tyler Frieders heads back out for his fourth inning of work. He has 4 strikeouts thus far. Has yet to issue a free pass, though he has given up a pair of hits, a base hit and a triple, both to Travis Bazana. For Corvallis, it'll be Briley Knight leading things off, a left-handed hitter, playing center field here tonight. Frieders delivers the first pitch. It's on the outside, just off the plate for ball number 1. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Knights. Knight, Tanner Smith, and Brandon King leading things off. The 1-0 from Frieders. That pitch does catch the outside corner for strike number 1. Briley Knight takes the 1-1 for strike number 2 on the outside corner. All 3 of these first pitches to Briley Knight have been in the same general area, though the first one a little further off the plate than the other 2, according to home plate umpire Eric Swift. 1-2 count from Frieders. That ball in the dirt for ball number 2 off the glove of Jordan Hara. He collects it and tosses it back. Count is even for Briley Knight. That ball misses way outside for ball number 3. It's a full count for the center fielder as Frieders steps off. Pitches from the windup. He's currently positioned on the third base side of the pitcher's rubber. The 3-2 in the dirt for ball 4, and that's the first walk of the game for Tyler Frieders. Frito, as his coaches call him. Will work out of the stretch now. Still sets up on the third base side of the rubber with Briley Knight leading off on first. Tanner Smith here to bat from the right side. The first pitch from Frieders misses way outside for ball 1. You start to wonder after a few pitches in a row here that have been way off target if everything's okay. Runner on the move. No, he stopped. It was swung on and missed by Tanner Smith. Knight started up the engine, but then changed his mind. Either he's testing out the defense, see how they react, or maybe didn't get a good jump. Here's the 1-1 from Frieders. Nope. Steps off and looks over to first. Frieders comes set again. Now delivers the 1-1 to Smith. That pitch on the inside corner, and Tanner Smith continues his tenuous relationship with home plate umpires here in this series. As it's now 1-2, no outs here. This time Knight was on the move, but Smith gets a piece of it. It's driven high and deep right center field. It will hit the warning track, bounce off the wall, fielded by Graves. Knight, who was on the run, is coming around to score, and the score is tied at 1. It's a double for Tanner Smith. An RBI double as Briley Knight was on the move, and Smith got a good handle on that one. It was deep in the gap between right and center field. Hit the warning track. It was opposite field for the right-hander. First pitch to Brandon King taken for ball number 1. You have to think if he had hit a ball that hard and pulled it more, it might have had a chance. Here's the 1-0 from Frieders. That one misses high for ball number 2. And Hara now will ask for time and head out to talk to Frieders. Again, there's been a few pitches here in the last couple batters that have really been off target from Frieders. Hara might be going to have a chat, make sure everything's okay with the arm, make sure everything's okay with the dirt on the mound. Here's the 2-0 to King, taken for strike number 1. A 2-1 count to Brandon King, the left fielder. Yet to find a hit thus far in the early part of the season. Swings and misses on a pitch outside for strike number 2. When I talked to pitching coach Kelly Fitzpatrick before the game, he said to expect Frieders to get a lot of contact outs, not strikeouts. And so far, it's been a healthy mix, almost even, as King fouls one away towards his dugout. It's been impressive thus far, getting by hitters, but also as Brandon King takes strike number 3, and I'm not really sure what he was looking at. That pitch looked great, although I am positioned high above home plate. I don't know if he thought it was low, but it definitely was over the plate. He was disappointed in the call, but that brings Braden Boisvert up, the first baseman here for the Knights. 1 out, runner on second. The first pitch from Frieders, swung on, and Boisvert lines one deep to left center field. It's high and it's gone. It's a 2-run home run for Braden Boisvert, and just like that, Corvallis is up 3-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Boisvert first pitch swinging, and really got a hold of that one. It was inside, and he just got the bat around and pulled it to left center field. That cleared the 16-foot high outfield wall rather easily. So here's the first pitch to Jake Hoskins taken. For ball number 1. The 1-0 is in there for a strike from Frieders. Frieders moving quickly again. Here's the 1-1. That ball misses off the outside corner for ball 2. The 2-1 to Hoskins, taken on the inside corner for a strike. He disagrees with the call. But the count is now even 2-2. Top of the 4th inning, the pitch from Frieders. Grounded over down the third base line. Saltabon picks it up, throws over to first. Lajoie has to stretch out, but he does make the catch. And that's out number 2 for Corvallis. Briley Knight led off the inning with a walk. Tanner Smith doubled him home, and then Braden Boisvert with a 2-run home run to make it 3-1. Corvallis with their first lead in either of the first 2 games of this season, as Trey Hageman takes ball number 1. The 1-0 from Frieders. Swung on, and Hageman got a piece of it. Tipped back into the glove of Jordan Hara. It's 1-1. Frieders delivers. It's a breaking ball off the outside corner. Hageman checks his swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he says Hageman held up. That 2-run home run, just the 5th hit of the game here in the top of the 4th. As Hageman takes a pitch on the inside corner to even the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Frieders. Ooh, that's up and hits Hageman on the shoulder. And you start to renew the questions again from earlier this inning. Is everything okay? It brings Jacob Weiss up to the plate. He takes ball number 1. Weiss getting the nod behind the plate. Has allowed 3 runners to steal second base thus far. Here's the 1-0 from Frieders in there for strike number 1. It's a 1-1 count. Hageman on first. The pitch from Frieders on the outside corner, but called a ball. And it's now 2-1. Frieders comes set, now delivers. That pitch inside, that almost got a piece of Weiss, who didn't flinch at all. It's now 3-1. Now pitching coach Kelly Fitzpatrick takes a few steps towards the bullpen. I think they're going to start to get someone warm here if anything happens to this batter. The 3-1. And Weiss got a piece of it, says the home plate umpire. And he certainly didn't hear the crack of the bat. Weiss swung at the pitch, and it went off the glove of Hara. And though Weiss didn't go anywhere, Hageman did. He was on first. He saw the ball skip away and decided to head over to second. With 2 outs, Weiss could have attempted to go down to first if it was indeed a swing and a miss by him, but he didn't. It was interesting to see Corvallis come down and ask home plate umpire Eric Swift to check with Jordan Smart, because the alternative would have been if he had swung and missed and that ball got away. The alternative would have been to just call Jacob Weiss out because he didn't go anywhere. If he had gone down to first and the Pippins made a play on it, they could have made an argument that he would have reached first, but with him not going anywhere, it would have just been a strikeout. Instead, I apologize, it was a 3-1 count. So swing and a miss would have meant that Hageman could have stayed on second. My apologies on that one. Hageman on the move, and that ball taken for ball 4. Pippins pitching coach Kelly Fitzpatrick will take a trip out to the mound to talk to Tyler Frieders, who has now issued his second walk of the inning and of the game. Hadn't issued one heading into the game, or heading into the top of the 4th here. Has now walked his second batter, had a couple of pitches that were just non-competitive, that were off the mark by a wide margin. And some action down in the bullpen, as Fitzpatrick heads back to the dugout. Hara now breaking up the meeting. Looks like it's Ben Wills warming up in the bullpen for the Pippins. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Corvallis has scored 3 to give them a 3-1 lead. The first pitch from Frieders to Travis Bazana, the top of the order, taken for ball number 1. Corvallis looking to add to their lead. That ball skips way in front of the plate past Hara. Both runners will move up a base. And Hara will ask for a new baseball and get one. And again, not to harp on the same topic over and over, but Fitzpatrick, when he went out to talk to Frieders must have told him his arm was fine. He just must be struggling with command. Sometimes when a pitcher starts to get wild, it can be indicative of a bigger problem. The 2-0 is in there for a strike. But Fitzpatrick obviously believing that it's not a hurt issue, it's not an injury issue. Frieders just doesn't have his best command here tonight. Here's the 2-1 to Bazana, taken on the outside corner for strike 2, and the count is even at 2-2. There's only so much you can do. You got the reliever warming up in the bullpen. If he gets warm in time, you can bring him in. If not, you kind of have to grit it out as Bazana fouls one off behind the grandstands. Certainly if Frieders can get out of the inning, you have to imagine this will be the end of the road for him in this one. If he doesn't, we'll have to see how much longer the Pippins let him go. Here's the 2-2 from Frieders. Bazana takes the pitch. Hara with the hold, but it is called a ball, and the count is now full. Runners on second and third after the wild pitch. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. The payoff pitch from Frieders. Breaking ball on the outside corner. It's a backdoor breaking ball to catch Travis Bazana looking and escape the jam, but not before Corvallis can score 3, taking a 3-1 lead here in the top of the fourth. We'll head to the bottom. We'll see how the Pippins respond. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. So confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh, wait.
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay.
Back inside Yakima County Stadium, Corvallis leads 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It appears to be a new pitcher for Corvallis. And we'll get the name as soon as possible for you. And no, it's actually Grant Taylor still out there. The dark on dark numbers here on Corvallis jerseys, sometimes a little hard to make out. Jacob Weiss was left on base in the top of the inning, so the warm-up's taking a little longer than expected. But Taylor now does complete his warm-up pitches. We'll see how the Pippins respond here in the bottom of the fourth, trailing for the first time. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. What a way to start things off. It's Austin Planty, the left fielder. Walked back in the second, stole second base, was moved over to third, but was left there. That first pitch swinging and misses for strike number 1. Here's the 0-1 from Taylor. That pitch taken. Almost identical to the last pitch. This time Planty lays off and is rewarded with the ball. Here's the 1-1. That pitch swung on and missed by Planty. And it's now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Taylor. They go outside and Planty lays off. We've seen this both last night and today, especially with 2 strikes. They just try to get Planty chasing. He did strike out twice last night. Here's the 2-2, swung on and missed. And he's sent down for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th to bring up Noah Williamson. Williamson, who's been sort of hit and miss so far, flied out to the left fielder in the first inning of yesterday's game, then struck out in his next 2 appearances, but then had some big hits in the 7th and 8th innings last night. So far has struck out swinging in the 2nd here today. Here's the first pitch from Taylor. Williamson takes up high for ball number 1. Williamson bats from the right side. Taylor working out of the windup. Here's the 1-0. That pitch inside on the corner for strike number 1. It's opening weekend here in the Yakima Valley. The fans were treated to an exciting 10-1 victory last night. The 1-1 from Taylor. Looked like he went to the off speed there and gets Williamson swinging, so it's now 1-2. Here in the second game, a back and forth as Corvallis just took the lead. They're up 3-1. That ball in the dirt. Williamson swings on his way to first. Weiss picks it up and doesn't have a chance, so he holds on to it. Williamson on after the drop third strike. Well, they got him to chase like they wanted, but Jacob Weiss wasn't able to hold on to it. Williamson, who's got some quick legs of his own, runs a 60-yard dash, 6.62 seconds. They throw over to first, but Williamson back easily. Generally, anything under a 7-second 60 is right about college level. So about a half-second quicker. They throw over again. That ball not fielded cleanly by Boisvert, but doesn't really get away from him, so Williamson stays at first. Still yet to throw a pitch here to Chaz Myers. They're being so cautious with Williamson, not just because he's quick, but so far, all of the base runners who've reached first have stolen second for the Pippins tonight. The first pitch to Myers, taken for strike number 1. Talked about on the broadcast yesterday, the Pippins had their first practice on Wednesday. Didn't have all the guys that are here tonight as Williamson takes off. The 0-1 taken for a ball. Weiss with the double clutch doesn't throw down, and luckily for Williamson, who dove head first, and that dirt is soft out there. So he hit the dirt and stopped well short of the bag, was able to give himself a little bit of a leap and hold on to second, and the fans gave him a cheer for at least being entertaining. He does get the stolen base. And Chaz Myers takes ball number 1. So it's a 1-1 count here. Williamson now leads off at second, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch from Taylor swung on, lined, but out of play down the first base line. Pippins with just 1 hit on the night. Here's the 1-2. That one lined again. That comes closer to being fair, but bounces off the canopy covering the picnic area down in right field. And that maintains the 1-2 count. Lajoie on deck, Gerald to follow. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Noah Williamson, who reached on a drop third strike and then stole second. Here's the 1-2 from Taylor. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Weiss does hold on to this one. And it's the third strikeout of the night, but just the second out. Third strikeout of the inning, but second out here for Grant Taylor. So that brings to the plate Willie Lajoie, who's been entertaining himself out on the bases as well. That ball in the dirt. Lajoie offers at it. Weiss couldn't find it, but Williamson knew it was at his feet, so didn't try to take off. Oh, 1 count. Scoreboard shows 1-0, but Lajoie did swing and miss at that pitch, so it's no balls and 1 strike. Taylor looks back and now delivers. That pitch lined softly into right field. It drops in front of the right fielder. Williamson waved around. The throw comes up the line, and Williamson will score. Willie Lajoie with an RBI base hit here in the bottom of the 4th to cut the lead 3-2 in favor of Corvallis. Lajoie, who's been quite productive offensively, and now Corvallis will call time to head out and talk to their pitcher. Some action down in their bullpen as well. Looks like Nathaniel Mendoza getting warm, a right-hander. Nice soft line drive from Lajoie. Not unlike the one from Corvallis that scored Jordan Hara back in the 3rd. And Williamson with some wheels. That ball was fielded cleanly by Lovelace. I mean, they certainly had a chance, but Lovelace, not a lot of velocity on his throw to the plate, as well as throwing it up the line. And Williamson got past Weiss well before the throw got in. So that brings Corey Gerald to the plate, the right fielder here tonight, with Lajoie on first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Pippins have scored once in the inning to make it 3-2. Corvallis on top so far. Here's the first pitch to Gerald, taken on the outside corner for strike number 1. Gerald, the left-hander, throws left-handed as well. Lajoie on first. Taylor set, now delivers the 0-1. That pitch misses low for ball number 1, and it's 1-1. Taylor checks on Lajoie and now comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. That one will be a soft line drive. And a diving Travis Bazana makes the catch, much to the chagrin of the Yakima Valley faithful. So the threat is ended after the Pippins score 1. It's 3-2, Corvallis on top as we head to the 5th after a terrific diving play from Travis Bazana. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at Concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Back at Yakima County Stadium, it's a new pitcher for the Pippins. And it looks like Ben Wills, the right-hander. Wills attending George Fox University, just finished his first year of eligibility. Just joined the team today. Just finishing his warm-up pitches now. So for Frieders, it's 4 complete. 6 strikeouts for him. He gives up 3 runs. All of them earned. And Ben Wills will come on in relief. The first pitch of the 2021 season from Wills, lined just past or over the head of Connor Corvallis, and it's a base hit for the leadoff hitter Ethan Lovelace. That'll bring Briley Knight to the plate, the left-hander. Just joined the Knights himself. Corvallis leads 3-2. They scored 3 in the top of the 4th. The Pippins responded by adding 1 to their score. As Knight pops up to the left side, it's between Corvallis and Planti, who makes the catch coming in. That was almost dangerous, as it was a weird in-between area in shallow left field. Corvallis might have been able to make the play, but a much easier play for Planti coming in on the ball. So Lovelace leads off at first. 1 out here for Tanner Smith, batting from the right side. That ball way outside in the left-handed batter's box, skips past Hara, and Lovelace will move over to second. Ben Wills relieving Tyler Frieders, who, especially in the 4th inning, just seemed to lose his command. A runner on second here, 1 out. The 1-0 swung on, grounded up the middle. It'll get through. Center fielder Chase Graves coming up on it. He won't get to it in time to make the play at home, as Ethan Lovelace comes around to score from second on the base hit from Tanner Smith. And Tanner Smith, after having a rough night last night, is now 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. That brings to the plate the left fielder Brandon King, who's 0 for 4 between yesterday and today with 2 strikeouts. See how he fares against the right-hander Wills. The first pitch to King misses high for ball number 1. So it's Smith on first after driving in Loveless. One out here, the 1-0 from Wills. Smith is on the run, popped up foul out of play behind home plate. And Smith will have to make the long trek back to first, as there's a mad dash for the foul ball there behind home plate in the grandstands. One, and Wills throws over to first. Smith back in time. So Corvallis adds to their lead again. They lead by 2 once more. It's now 4-2. Wills throws over again. This time Lajoie doesn't even make the tag. Smith is back in easily. Does have to get dirty at least. Wills comes set now for the 1-1 to King. Delivers, swung on, and missed, strike 2. Wills, his last start came on May 9th against Pacific University. The 1-2 delivered, fouled back to the backstop behind home plate. And it's now 1-2. Pitched a complete game back on May 9th. Just gave up 1 earned run, 8 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts in that one. Throws over to first. Smith slow to get back. It was close, but in there safely, so says Jordan Smart, the field umpire here today. Bruins finished 1 game under 500 at George Fox University. They were 19-20, 14-17 in conference play. Here's the 1-2 from Wills. King fouls that one off of the mask of Jordan Hara. Wills from Montesano, Washington, graduated from Montesano High School in 2020. Was a first-team all-league pitcher as a junior, might have been also as a senior if not for a COVID season. Swung on and missed from Brandon King, and Ben Wills has his first strikeout of the night. King strikes out for the second time today. And that brings up Braden Boisvert. Back in the 4th, a 2-run shot to left field to give Corvallis a 3-1 lead as Wills throws over, checking on Tanner Smith again. Now comes set with Smith on first. The first pitch to Boisvert. Popped up foul out of play along the first base side. Wills working out of the stretch. Perhaps a slightly slower pace than some of the other pitchers the Pippins have had so far. Throws over to first again. And Smith back in as he gets dirty. The Pippins scored first back in the bottom of the 3rd, but Corvallis responded with 3 of their own to make it 3-1. That pitch misses outside. It's ball 1 to Braden Boisvert, 1-1 count. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Pippins came back and scored once more off of the bat of Willie Lajoie, scoring Noah Williamson from second, and then in this inning, Corvallis scored another to make it 4-2. That ball skips away off the glove of Jordan Hara. Smith will move over to second. And all the work that Wills has done to keep Smith at first goes away after the ball low and outside. Hara had trouble gloving it. So 2 outs now, 2-1 count for Braden Boisvert. Runner on second. The 2-1 misses in the dirt. Hara gets in front of it, does stop it. to prevent Smith from going anywhere, and it's now 3-1. Wills looks in and now comes set. The 3-1 swung on and popped up straight back and out of play. So it's a full count for Braden Boisvert. Struck out looking back in the second. Then had that 2-run home run, the first pitch of his at-bat in the fourth. Here in the top of the fifth, 2 outs, runner on second. The 3-2 from Wills, swung on and missed, and Wills strikes out Braden Boisvert. Gives up just 1 run in the inning. Corvallis leads 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty. Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh, wait.
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the ice dome.
It's Nathaniel Mendoza, the right-hander, coming into relief for Corvallis here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leading off for the Pippins, it's Jordan Hara. It'll be 9-1-2 for Yakima Valley. Hara takes pitch number 1 for a ball. Here's the 1-0 from Mendoza. Fouled off back to the netting behind home plate, and it's now 1-1. The fans, who are all hungry for some game-used baseballs, like to let out a big groan in unison every time a ball gets stopped by the netting that is there to protect them. Here's the 1-1 to Hara. That one 58 feet 6 inches as it bounces out in front of the plate. Off the glove of Weiss and back towards the pitcher's mound, so Nathaniel Mendoza will step forward and pick it up. And now they get him a new baseball. It's a 2-1 count to Jordan Hara for Mendoza, the hard-throwing righty. No outs here. Hara leading off, the 2-1 in there for strike number 2. Here's the 2-2 from Mendoza. Off the outside corner, and it's a ball. And the Corvallis bench really liked that pitch. They wanted that call. They didn't get it. And they're letting Eric Swift hear about it. It's a full count to Jordan Hara. From Mendoza, swung on and missed outside. Hara goes down swinging to start the bottom of the fifth inning. Brings up the top of the order, and it's Chase Graves, who's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Struck out swinging back in the first, struck out looking in the third. Looking for his first base hit of the evening. The first pitch from Mendoza, lined into right field. Loveless didn't have to move much and makes the catch for out number 2. Almost because of the low trajectory of that line drive, when Loveless didn't move much after it was hit, it almost looked like it was going to bounce in front of him, but it just hung up long enough that it reached Ethan Loveless. So here's Connor Corvallis. He had a base hit back in the third, stole second, but was left there. He takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Mendoza working out of the stretch with nobody on. Here's the 0-1. In there for strike number 2 on the outside corner. And Corvallis behind 0-2. Corvallis, who was signed to play for the Pippins in 2020 before the West Coast League season was canceled. Here's the 0-2 from Mendoza, outside and in the dirt for a ball, and it's a 1-2 count. Head coach Kyle Crustangel regards him as an elite defender. Believes he's one of the best middle infielders defensively in the NWAC. It's part of the reason he went on to commit to play for Gonzaga in the fall. Here's 1-2. Popped up over to the right side. Loveless under it, and he makes the catch. Pippins go down in order here in the 5th. Corvallis leads 4-2 as we head to the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at Concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Ben Wills out for his second inning of relief. Hi, everybody. I'm Kirsch Rosado Jr., bringing you all of the action both on YouTube and over on Mixlr. You can find links to the other broadcast if you're listening to one of them at pippinsbaseball.com/live. Leading off the inning for Corvallis, it's 7-8-9. We'll start with Jake Hoskins, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2 on the night, takes the first pitch for a ball. This is the second game of a 3-game set here to open the 2021 season for both teams. Pippins took the first game 10-1 as Hoskins lines one deep into dead-away center field, but Graves does pull up and make the catch for a deep out number 1. That brings Trey Hageman, the junior from Lynn Benton, the designated hitter tonight, up to bat, stepping in from the right side against the right-hander Ben Wills. Third game of the series tomorrow, then the Pippins have Monday off. First pitch to Hageman is in the dirt for ball number 1. Then on Tuesday, they'll travel to Bellingham for a 3-game set before coming back next Friday against Ridgefield. Breaking ball, a little bit of a front door slider, but doesn't come back over the plate, and it's ball number 2. 2-0 count here to Trey Hageman. Wills from the windup. That one fouled back to the backstop. We will be on the road providing an audio broadcast through Mixler when the Pippins go on the road this season, including when they head out to Bellingham on Tuesday. 2-1 count. Hageman shows bunt, goes after it, and misses, and it's strike 2. We'll have video broadcast for all of the Pippins home games this season. 2-2 count to Trey Hageman. 1 out. The pitch from Wills misses for a ball, and it's a full count. Here's the 3-2 from Wills, grounded over to the left side. It's Corvallis, picks it up on a slow roller, over to Lajoie. It's past his glove. He tried to stretch out and make the catch. Lajoie picks it up and just checks on whether Hageman had turned to try to go to second, but the field umpire, Jordan Smart, says no. Looks like they're crediting Corvallis with an error on that play. It's hard to credit him with an error. It was a slow roller to him. I mean, he had to make a perfect throw in order to make the out and was just off target. First pitch to Jacob Weiss gets him swinging for strike number 1. Runner on first here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Corvallis leads 4-2 at Yakima Valley. Wills comes set, now throws over. Hageman back in well before the throw. Lajoie might have been able to come off the bag to make the catch, but he tried to keep his foot on in order to make the play, and it just didn't quite work out. Here's the 0-1 from Wills in there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Throws over again. Lajoie leaves that one in the dirt. So no play there. 0-2 count here with 1 out. Runner on first. Pippins did turn a double play up the middle last night. 0-2 inside, misses for a ball. One-two count. 1 out. Wills comes set. Delivers, line straight back into center field. Graves coming up on it. It will bounce in front of him for a base hit. Hageman took a wide turn past second. Graves was already in the process of throwing to his cutoff man, or else it might have been able to catch him as he was heading back. You almost wonder whether Hageman really saw that. I mean, he had to wait for it to drop, and once it did, he took off for second, but he rounded second hard for a ball that was already in the glove of Chase Graves. Regardless, runners on first and second with 1 out. The first pitch to the top of the order, Travis Bazzana, taken for a strike. Bazzana has a single and a triple here today. Struck out looking back in the 4th. Did have a diving play out at shortstop to help end a Pippins threat. Ball bounces off of Hara's glove, but he grabs it before it leaves the dirt circle. And it's a 1-1 count. Wills comes set and delivers the 1-1. Outside corner, misses for a ball. He's been pounding that outside corner since he came in last inning. He's gotten some of the calls. Here against the lefty Bazzana, that one missed outside. Here's the 2-1. On the outside corner again, and again, misses outside. So it's a 3-1 count And Ben Wills in danger of loading the bases here. Pippins do have a pitcher starting to stretch and toss. Here's the 3-1 from Wills. In there on the outside corner for a strike. And that fills up the count. So it's 3-2 to Travis Bazzana. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Wills delivers. Fouled off the third base side, out of play. Corvallis looking to add to their 2-run lead here after the 10-run offensive outburst last night. You have to imagine they want to get as many on the board as possible because a 2-run lead might not be safe. Here's the 3-2. A check swing, or a half swing, but over to first. Lajoie diving and fields it, but by the time he gets up and flips it over to Ben Wills at first, Bazzana, the speedy runner, beats him to it. So it's an infield base hit for Travis Bazzana, moves everyone over, and now the Knights have bases loaded with 1 out. And the number 2 hitter, Ethan Lovelace, will step to the plate. Scored back in the 5th inning off of a Tanner Smith base hit after reaching on a single himself. 1 out, bases loaded. Wills the first pitch. Popped into the air, foul territory, might be in play. Lajoie ranging over in front of Corvallis' dugout. Makes the catch as he reaches in. Nobody's covering the plate. Lajoie throws to Hara, who races back, but not in time as Trey Hageman, with a heads-up base running play, is able to take home, tagging up when Lajoie made the catch right in front of Corvallis' dugout. And it's a heads-up play for Trey Hageman. It's a heads-down play for the Pippins defense. Will's first pitch to Briley Knight, lined deep into right field. And that ball is gone, says the home plate umpire, Eric Swift. It stayed fair. And it's a 3-run shot to add to the Knights' lead. And it'll be 8-2. Briley Knight just got all of that one. So that'll bring Tanner Smith to the plate, starting at third base here tonight. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Corvallis has now scored 4. Ben Wills the first pitch to Smith. He's swinging, trying to add to the parade here, but instead fouls it back to the backstop. Smith, who's 2 for 3, doubled back in the 4th and had a base hit in the 5th. Second pitch, he gets a large piece of that one, but it's high in left field, too high. It won't go out, but Austin Planti does find himself ranging further back than he had anticipated, but he does make the catch. Corvallis scores 4 in the top of the 6th inning to give them an 8-2 lead over the Pippins as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be 3, 4, and 5, Saltibon, Planti, and Williamson for the Pippins. When we come back, you're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Common certainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh, wait. Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh,
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the ice dome.
Nathaniel Mendoza back out for a second inning of work for Corvallis. He'll face Donald Saltabon Jr., Austin Planty, and Noah Williamson. Saltabon, the righty. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts thus far tonight, and he gets hit. He also was hit by a pitch last night. Well, that'll bring Austin Planty with an opportunity to get back at Corvallis here. He walked back in the second, struck out in the fourth. Let's see what he does in the sixth. The first pitch from Mendoza, way off the outside corner for ball number 1. The 1-0, grounded up the middle, an opportunity for a double play. Hoskins to Bazana, Bazana to Boisvert, and they do turn the double play. So the defense backs up Nathaniel Mendoza on a 4-6-3 double play. That'll bring up Noah Williamson with the bases now empty. Mendoza comes set, now delivers to Williamson. The first pitch on the outside corner is a strike. Good to see Williamson adjust his approach here and take the first pitch. He struck out twice, though he did reach on the fourth, in the fourth on a drop third strike as he takes strike number 2. He's been very aggressive, swinging at a lot of pitches so far in the early part of this season. And this time he looks at 2, and they're both strikes. So now 0-2 with 2 outs. Bases empty for Williamson. The pitch in the dirt. Swings and misses. This time Weiss does keep it in front of him, and Williamson is thrown out at first. Pippins go down 1-2-3 for the second inning in a row. We're through 6 complete, and the Knights lead 8-2. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at Concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Back here for the top of the 7th inning. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. bringing you all of the action here in this 2021 Yakima Valley Pippin season. Tonight's 7th inning is brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For all the game reports and news about the Pippins, read the Yakima Herald Republic either in print or online. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell the Pippins stories. The story tonight, not going as well as the story last night for the Pippins. They walked away with a 10-1 victory on opening night. Here on opening night part 2, they trail 8-2 as we head to the 7th. It's a new pitcher for the Pippins. It's Ryan Arredondo, the sophomore from the University of the Pacific, teammates with Chaz Myers, who got the start at second base today. Was also teammates with Jacob Weiss, who got the start behind the plate for Corvallis. Arredondo finishing his warm-up pitches now. He will face hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the Knights lineup, starting with Brandon King, the left fielder. Arredondo out of Warden, Washington. His father is the high school football coach at Warden High School. First pitch of the season for him, taken for a strike by Brandon King. Arredondo working out of the windup. That one misses outside and low. And the count now 1-1. University of the Pacific, the Tigers didn't do so well this year. They finished 17-34 overall, won just 7 conference games, lost 20. Arredondo did not make an appearance for the Tigers this season. Here's the 1-1 inside, misses for a ball. Here's the 2-1 from Arredondo. That pitch swung on and missed by Brandon King. Arredondo with an interesting windup, separates his hand from his glove early in the windup before he starts moving to the plate. Brings the hand down waist high. Before bringing it back up and delivering the pitch. The next pitch taken for a ball, and it's now a full count to Brandon King. The 3-2 popped up straight back behind home plate and out of play. Bounces on top of the press box. And that'll preserve the full count. Here's the 3-2 again from Arredondo. In there with a fastball and gets King swinging for his first strikeout of the season for Arredondo. That'll bring up Braden Boisvert, and a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning to score the 2nd and 3rd Corvallis runs. First pitch to him from Arredondo, in there for a called strike. Arredondo, who touches the 90s with his fastball, really pulls the string with the changeup and breaking ball. That one fouled straight back to the backstop by Boisvert. Hara goes out to talk to Arredondo. Might have gotten crossed up on some signals there. When the 2020 season was canceled, he played college prep ball last summer. Ryan Arredondo did. Delivers the 0-2. Swung on, grounded over to Corvallis at short. Charging on it, picks it up, throws over to Lajoie, and makes the 2nd out of the inning. Arredondo with a good start here. Will face Jake Hoskins, who hasn't reached base so far today. On playing college prep ball last summer, Arredondo said it's like if you want to be a lawyer, you go work at the best law firm. You want to be around the best because that makes you better. Really challenged himself last summer. Realized he needed more than just a fastball, and really set out to improve himself. The first pitch to Hoskins was a ball. So here's the 1-0 from Arredondo. In there for a called strike. Count is 1-1 to Jake Hoskins. Arredondo now starts his windup and delivers. That one off speed and in there for a strike. One ball, two strikes. That ball misses outside and low. Two and two the count to Jake Hoskins. And 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Arredondo delivers inside and misses for a ball. Almost hit Hoskins. Corvallis hasn't been held scoreless since back in the 3rd inning. Arredondo with a chance here. Retired the first 2 batters, a strikeout and then a ground out. Here's the 3-2 to Hoskins. And he walked him. Pitch was close on the outside corner, but called a ball. That'll bring up Trey Hageman, batting out of the 8-hole tonight. The DH for the Knights, with Hoskins over at first base here with 2 outs. Corvallis leads 8-2. They've just kept the pressure up against the Pippins. Arredondo slips while delivering the pitch, but still manages to fire off a strike. It's 0-1. Collects himself and now gets back on the rubber. Hoskins at first, the 0-1 to Hageman. Bounces in front of the plate, gets past Hara. He'll make the long jog back to the backstop. Hoskins will head over to second, round it, and take a look, but decide to stay there. A wild pitch on its own isn't necessarily alarming, but Arredondo did slip off the mound a pitch ago and then throws the pitch in the dirt out in front of the plate on that one. A 1-1 count to Hageman. The pitch from Arredondo swung on and missed, and he's 1 strike away from escaping the inning without giving up a run. Arredondo takes his time going back to the rubber and then sort of quickly steps on and gets the sign and now comes set. The 1-2 from Arredondo, low and misses for a ball. He was hopping off the mound hoping he was going to get the call. But Eric Swift says no. So it count is even at 2-2 for Hageman, the righty. Arredondo looks back, now delivers, swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ryan Arredondo. 1 runner gets on, but he's left there for Corvallis. Time to stretch here at Yakima County Stadium. The Knights lead 8-2. We'll be back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Back at Yakima County Stadium, the Knights lead 8-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning tonight presented by the Yakima Herald Republic. Nathaniel Mendoza back out there for his 3rd inning of work in relief of the starter Grant Taylor, who went just 4 after giving up a pair of runs to the Pippins. Mendoza so far has faced the minimum through 2 innings. Benefited from a double play after hitting Donald Saltabon Jr. to start the 6th inning and then struck out Noah Williamson to get out of the 6th. That leaves Chaz Myers to start the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch from Mendoza popped up right center field. Converging is both Ethan Lovelace and Briley Knight, but Lovelace, the right fielder, will bring it down for out number 1 on a long first out. So Willie Lajoie will step to the plate. He's got an RBI base hit, as well as a ground out in this one. Pippins scored 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Corvallis responded with 3 in the top of the 4th. Pippins came back to cut the lead to 1 and make it 3-2 at the end of 3 innings, but Corvallis added 3 more in the 4th. First pitch to Lajoie, way over the head of catcher Jacob Weiss. So the Knights score 3 in the top of the 4th, 1 in the top of the 5th to make it 4-2, and then add 4 more in the 6th to make it 8-2 as Lajoie takes strike number 1 on the outside corner. The 1-1 from Mendoza, breaking ball. Lajoie gets a piece of it and fouls it out of play behind home plate. So it's a 1-2 count for the first baseman. Mendoza working out of the stretch, now delivers. That ball way off the outside corner. Lajoie lays off, and the count is even at 2-2. Lajoie was going to play for the Victoria Harbor Cats last year in 2020 before the West Coast League season was canceled. Fouls that one down the first base line and out of play to keep it at 2-2. West Coast League was canceled, or season was canceled in 2020. Then he was signed and announced to play for the Victoria Harbor Cats this year before all 5 Canadian teams withdrew from the West Coast League season here in 2021 as Lajoie takes ball 3 high. So he ended up being a free agent with his team not playing this year, and the Pippins brought him in. And so far it's working out. Here's the 3-2 from Mendoza. Lajoie lines it over to second baseman Jake Hoskins, who makes the catch in a crouch for the second out of the inning. That brings Corey Gerald to the plate, the right fielder here tonight. Did not play last night. Was robbed of a base hit back in the 4th inning by shortstop Travis Bazana. Swings and misses at it. The first pitch from Nathaniel Mendoza. Gerald behind 0-1 here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Corvallis up 8-2. Nobody on as the first 2 batters have yet to reach base. The 0-1 in there for a called strike. Gerald maybe thought that was too far inside. Gerald, a left-hander, facing Mendoza, the righty. And behind 0-2, here's the pitch from Mendoza. On the outside corner, they try to go with a backdoor breaking ball, but it does not come back over the plate, and it's ball 1 to Corey Gerald. Mendoza Set and delivers the 1-2. Gerald swinging, grounder up the middle. Bazana does get to it. Awkward hop, gets it over to first. Gerald beats the play. An outstretched Braden Boisvert, not enough. As Durrell, batting from the left side, has that extra half step lead. Bazana had to contend with a real awkward hop. Just an average bouncer up the middle, and all of a sudden the last hop before it got to him kicked up higher than he expected it to. So it'll be an infield base hit for Corey Jarrell to get the offense going here with 2 outs, and that brings up Jordan Hara. First pitch from Mendoza. Popped up high, but in the infield. Around the pitcher's mound, and it's Bazana who comes down with it for out number 3. So a little bit of excitement as Corey Jarrell beats out an infield single. But nonetheless, no runs for the Pippins since back in the 4th inning. They trail 8-2 as we head to the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
At Cascade Net.
Welcome
so
back
difficult to find
to
the
the
right
Orchard.
bank.
The Pippins trail by 6 here. It's 8-2. Jordan Hara made the last out, so a little slower to get his gear on. Now heading out to complete the warm-up pitches for Ryan Arredondo in his 2nd inning of work. Had a productive first inning, struck out the first batter he faced, induced a ground out, walked Jake Hoskins, but then struck out Trey Hageman. So 2 strikeouts for him in his first inning of work. We'll see what he can do here in the top of the 8th. Just trying to keep this Corvallis offense down here in game number 2. Seemed to be a disagreement between Ryan Arredondo and home plate umpire Eric Swift about how many warm-up pitches he should throw. Nonetheless, just wrapping up now. For Corvallis, it'll be 9-1-2. Jacob Weiss will start things off. For the Knights. Arredondo stands at about the center of the pitching rubber, maybe a little more towards the first base side. Here's his first pitch. Check swing, but gets a piece of it down the first base line, and almost a fair ball base hit for Jacob Weiss, who was not expecting to make contact on that swing and was slow getting out of the box because he didn't think it would go anywhere, and ended up being only a couple of feet off the line down in right field. Some activity down in Corvallis' bullpen after Nathaniel Mendoza wraps up his 3rd inning of work. Here's Arredondo's 0-1 pitch and misses low for a ball. For the Pippins, Tyler Frieders went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, had 6 strikeouts. Ben Wills came on in relief. He pitched 2 innings. Arredondo, after him, he's through 1 so far, 1-1 count. Swung on and popped up in the middle of the infield. Hara looks up. Now he finds it. Arredondo makes the catch at the last second. Actually, Willie Lajoie came down with it. A complete miscommunication there. Arredondo was walking off the rubber. Either he was intentionally moving towards the ball thinking he would make the catch, or he thought he was getting out of the way, but either way, Lajoie was hard charging on it and came in at the last second making the catch over the glove of Arredondo. So one out here as we turn to the top of the order for Corvallis. First pitch misses for a ball for Travis Bazzana. That one, a dribbler up the middle. Arredondo picks it up over to first, but Bazzana, who has been making some noise with his feet so far in this game, beats out the tough play. That was a slow bouncing ball down the first base line. Arredondo got to it as quickly as he could. That's the second infield base hit for Bazzana here tonight. Fourth hit of the night. Now has 3 base hits and a triple. Struck out looking his only other at-bat. That brings up Ethan Lovelace, the right fielder, with Bazzana at first and 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Arredondo steps off. Bazzana retreats to the bag. Arredondo set again for the first pitch to Lovelace. Delivers. Bazzana on the move. It's lined into left field. Ranging over is Austin Planti. He will not make the catch. It'll bounce in front of him. Bazzana, who was about to turn around back to first, ends up on second. Lovelace with the base hit. Austin Planti got there as quickly as he could. I don't even think if he had dove it would have made a difference. And plus, with where that was in the ballpark and the situation here, just better to let it drop, give everyone the 1 base, and go from there. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Here's Briley Knight, who had a 3-run home run back in the 6th, and takes the first pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0 from Arredondo. In there on the outside corner for strike 1. Briley Knight disagrees with that call. And so now it's 1-1. Arredondo set, looks back at Bazzana, and now delivers the 1-1. Swung on, lined into right field, bounces in. Gerald coming up with it. He'll throw on to home. No cut. Hara grabs it. The tag. No, not in time, says home plate umpire Eric Swift. And Bazzana scores from second on a line drive into right field. Head coach Kyle Crustangel now coming out to have a conversation with Swift. The ball got there in plenty of time. Hara's glove was there in plenty of time. Swift must have just not seen a tag. Hara must have missed the hand of Travis Bazzana coming in to score there. Head coach Kyle Crustangel saying, hey, look, Bazzana slid way outside, away from the plate. He's not even sure he touched home plate. And it definitely looked from this vantage point like Hara did make the tag. But, of course, the home plate umpire much closer to the call. Swift clearly done with the conversation, though Crustangel not entirely satisfied. So it's a RBI base hit for Briley Knight. And now runners on the corners as Lovelace went from first to third on the play. For Tanner Smith with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Corvallis now leads 9-2. Knight takes off for second. Hara faked a throw and almost got Lovelace to take off for home. But Lovelace held off. The pitch was a strike. So now runners on second and third with one out. Here the 0-1 from Arredondo to Tanner Smith. Swing and a miss. And Smith now behind 0-2. Arredondo trying to figure out how he can add an out here. Misses up high for the first ball to Tanner Smith, and it's 1-2. Infield playing in for the Pippins. Don't want to concede another run as they trail by 7 here. That pitch misses inside. No, they say it hit Tanner Smith. And so Smith will jog down to first. Now, the only positive to that was it got past Jordan Hara. So it saves the run from scoring, but the base is loaded here now with one out for Brandon King. Has yet to find a hit in either game. The first pitch to him taken for a ball. Struck out 3 times so far tonight, 2 of them swinging, 1 looking, and flew out to center fielder Chase Graves back in the second. Infield now playing back with the exception of Willie Lajoie, who's in front of the runner on first base, Tanner Smith, as King takes strike number 1 to make the count 1-1. Arredondo set and now delivers the 1-1. That pitch up high, and Hara take a few steps towards the pitcher's mound. Give Arredondo a chance to take a breath. It's 2-1 now. Brandon King, the sophomore. Here's the 2-1. And that pitch misses. It's now 3-1. Lajoie playing up. Middle infielders about double play depth, and Saltabon playing back at third. The 3-1 swung on and missed. And it's a full count for Brandon King here. 1 out in the top of the 8th, and the base is loaded. Corvallis just pushed across 1 run off the bat of Briley Knight on a close play at home. The 3-2, and they get Brandon King swinging. That's his 4th strikeout of the night. And that brings up Braden Boisvert, the first baseman. Big 2-run home run back in the 4th. Here's the first pitch from Arredondo. Fastball misses inside for a ball. Bases loaded still here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Corvallis up 9-2. Arredondo with the 1-0. That one catches the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Boisvert went 1 for 4 last night, did score a run. So far, he's 1 for 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts in the home run. The 1-1 gets away from Hara. And Lovelace will come around to score. Everyone moves up a base. You can hear the frustration from Hara as that ball skipped by him. Two 2-1 count to Braden Boisvert. Arredondo throws hard. Here's the 2-1. Popped up, foul, and it'll go just past the backstop and out of play. Catchers always want to blame themselves when they can't stop a ball. But when a pitcher misses his spot and he's thrown in the 90s, sometimes it can be hard to catch up to it. Hara not a dedicated catcher by trade. More of a utility man getting the start here. 2-2 count from Arredondo. Grounded up the middle. Corvallis. It bounces off his chest. He picks it up over to first. Lajoie catches it out of the dirt. And the Pippins do escape, having given up only 2 runs. That brings us to the bottom of the 8th. Corvallis leads 10-2. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Back at Yakima County
Les Schwab
Stadium,
Tires,
the Pippins
proud to be
lead
ranked
trail
number 1 in
10-2.
overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by
Almost the
JD
mirror
Power
opposite
2 years
of
in a row.
last night's result. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be the top of the order for Yakima Valley and a new pitcher for Corvallis. Looks like it's Ty Uber. Who will take over following Nathaniel Mendoza's 3 innings of scoreless ball. Faced just 1 more batter than the minimum in his 3 innings of work. Uber with an 8-run cushion. Let's see what he does with it. Top of the order is Chase Graves, who takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Graves, who's been much less productive at the plate than last night. Again, mirror opposite results up and down the board for the Pippins so far tonight. The 0-1 taken for a strike that escapes the glove of Jacob Weiss. Weiss heads out to talk to Ty Uber. Maybe some crossed up signals here as Uber just getting started in this game. Weiss back behind the plate now. It's an 0-2 count for Chase Graves. Uber, who works out of the windup, delivers, and well, I thought it was going to be high, but Chase Graves takes strike 3 at about chest level. Wasn't happy with that call. I think he might have had an argument on that one. That's the second time he's gone down looking today. 3rd strikeout overall for him. Connor Corvallis will step to the plate with 1 out here, nobody on. First pitch from Uber, up high, swung at and missed by Corvallis. Here's the 0-1 to Corvallis, and that one in there for a called strike as well. Oh-2 from Uber on the outside corner, and it's a 2nd strikeout in a row for Ty Uber. And not what the Pippins are looking for as they trail 10-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Donald Saltabon Jr. 0 for 2 on the night. He's got 2 strikeouts of his own. He was hit by a pitch to start the 6th inning before becoming the first leg of a double play. As Uber misses, it's his first ball of the inning. Uber threw 6 straight strikes to start the bottom of the 8th here. And now is behind 1-0 to Saltaban. Second pitch is also a ball in the dirt. So here comes the 2-0 from Uber. Saltaban swinging that time, and it's past the end of his bat, so he misses for strike number 1. 2-1 count to the third baseman. And Uber delivers. That one fouled off, lined sharply into the stands along the first base side. It's a cold, windy, chilly night. And luckily, because that would have taken out some fans in the general admission section over in Section B. Here's the 2-2 from Uber, and Saltaban takes it on the outside corner. Called strike 3. It's 3 up, 3 down, 3. Called strike 3s for the Pippins here in the bottom of the 8th. Corvallis leads it 10-2 as we head to the 9th. One more chance for the Knights to add some insurance runs. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Joey Camerata coming in to pitch the 9th inning for the Pippins. Ryan Arredondo went to complete. Held Corvallis scoreless in the 7th, but then gave up 2 runs in the 8th. And so it'll be Camerata's first appearance out of the bullpen for the Pippins this season. Attends Washington State University, did not make an appearance for the Cougars this year. Did play in the Arizona Collegiate Wood Bat League last summer, when much of the summer collegiate leagues were shut down. Camerata, a hard-throwing righty as well, throws his fastball in the low 90s. Originally out of Scottsdale, Arizona. As Hara went to throw down to second after Camerata ended his warm-up pitches, and there was nobody at second base, but they got it all sorted out, everybody. Top of the 9th inning, the Knights lead 10-2. This one not going in favor of the Pippins thus far. If the Pippins want any chance in the bottom of the 9th, they're going to have to hold this potent Knights offense scoreless here in the top half. Jake Hoskins will lead things off for the Knights. He fouled off the first pitch right above the netting, above the dugout on the first base side of the Knights. So here's the 0-1 from Camerata working out of the stretch. That one misses for ball number 1, and it's a 1-1 count for the sophomore Hoskins. Now the 1-1, that misses low as well, and it's now 2-1. Of course, some other games going on around the West Coast League. Walla Walla visiting the Cowlitz Black Bears. They lead 5-4 over the Black Bears in the bottom of the 9th currently. The 2-1, that one looks like it missed high, and it's now 3-1, the first batter that Camerata has faced. Port Angeles lefties, they were in Bellingham today. That game finished. Port Angeles won 6-1 as Camerata walks Jake Hoskins to start the top of the 9th. The Bend Elks were in Ridgefield. They lost 16-5 a little bit earlier. And the Wenatchee Apple Sox at Portland right now. They're in the top of the 9th inning. Wenatchee leads 4-2. So runner on first here for Trey Hageman as Camerata starts him off with a strike on the outside corner. Camerata comes set. Hoskins on first, delivers the 0-1. Hageman swings and misses, and it's now 0-2. Ridgefield improves to 2-0 so far the early part of the season. They'll be on the top of the division, the South Division, as that ball skips away from Jordan Hara, and another passed ball sends Jake Hoskins to second. It's now 1-2. Hara has struggled with the pass balls a little bit tonight. Clearly disappointed in himself. We'll see if that one comes back to hurt the Pippins. It's 1-2, no outs. Jake Hoskins now reaches second base. Trey Hageman at bat. Top of the 9th inning, Corvallis leads 10-2 here at Yakima Valley. And here's the 1-2 from Camerata. That one bounced. It got by Hara. And Hoskins will advance to third. That one was way outside. Hara slid out on his knees to try to block it and either went off of his shoulder or over his shoulder. And it's now a 2-2 count. That one got back to the backstop in a hurry. So did Hara to prevent Hoskins from advancing any further. So now runner on third with no outs. Here's the 2-2 from Camerata. Swung on and missed. And Camerata gets the first out of the inning on a swinging strike 3 from Trey Hageman. That brings up the bottom of the order, Jacob Weiss catching here tonight. Runner on third with one out. First pitch from Camerata over the head of Weiss, back to the backstop. It got lodged in the backstop, so an automatic one base for Hoskins, who does end up coming around to score. Now that was definitely a wild pitch. Hara never even got his glove on it. And Weiss had to duck out of the way of it. So it's a 1-0 count to Jacob Weiss as Hara has to stop to adjust his equipment. Corvallis pushes across another run here. And so they lead 11-2. Here's the 1-0 from Camerata. Outside, that one bounces in the left-handed batter's box and misses for a ball. The 2-0 popped up, foul, and way out of play along the first base side. So it's a 2-1 count for Jacob Weiss. Camerata set and now delivers. Outside corner, strike 2. And fights back to even up the count, 2-2. Weiss from the right side, Camerata the righty, delivers the 2-2, low and misses, and the count is now full. Full count coming. And he misses up high and walks the second batter of the inning. Hoskins, who started the inning, walked, moved over on a couple of pass balls, and scored on a wild pitch. They struck out Hageman, so there is one out in the top of the ninth here. But now Jacob Weiss walks, and we're back to the top of the order. It's Travis Bazzana, who's been arguably the toughest out so far today. This one sawed off the left side. Giving chase was Austin Planti. He will let it bounce and pick it up near the left field line. And it's a base hit for Bazzana, his 5th hit of the night. Runners on first and second for Ethan Lovelace. 2 for 5 so far tonight. Has scored twice. 1 out. Camerata looks back at second, now delivers to Lovelace and misses for a ball. The 1-0 coming from Camerata. Just misses off the inside corner, taken by Lovelace. Lovelace, who crowds the plate a little bit, did move back and might have influenced the call from the umpire on that one. It's a 2-0 count. Runners on first and second, 1 out. The pitch from Camerata, inside again. This time Lovelace swings and gets a piece of it as it dribbles over to the on-deck circle, and it's strike number 1, 2-1 count for the right fielder. Lovelace stands in on the left side. Camerata with the 2-1. Inside again, lined into right field. Jarrell runs over, does make the catch. Gets it in quickly to the infield, and now 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. And that brings up Briley Knight. Briley Knight 3 for 5 so far tonight. His first appearance of the season with Corvallis. Also a left-hander. As Camerata looks to get out of the 9th here after giving up just 1. The first pitch misses high for a ball. Camerata comes set and delivers the 1-0 to Knight. Inside on the feet, and it got a piece of him. Might have gotten him around the ankle. And that'll load the bases. Certainly not the debut that Joey Camerata was hoping for when he was asked to come on in relief in the 9th inning of a game that was already a little bit out of hand. 2 outs here and the bases loaded by his own doing. The first pitch fouled back by Tanner Smith. Walked the first batter of the inning, Jake Hoskins, who came around to score after a pair of pass balls and a wild pitch, and walked Jacob Weiss. Travis Bazana got on with a base hit and then hit Briley Knight to load the bases. Tanner Smith takes strike 2, and it's 0-2. 2 outs here for Camerata, who did strike out Trey Hageman and get Ethan Lovelace to line out to Corey Jarrell in right. Here's the 0-2 from Camerata, goes up high, and Smith lays off for ball number 1. One-two count for the right-hander Smith, playing third base here tonight after catching yesterday. Camerata, it's a swing and a foul ball off the end of the bat of Tanner Smith. Keeps him alive here, 1-2. For the Pippins in the bottom of the 9th, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Planty, Williamson, and Myers. Here's the 1-2 from Camerata. Gets Smith looking to escape the inning after loading him up with 2 outs. We head to the bottom of the 9th. The Knights lead 11-2. The Pippins will have Planty, Williamson, and Myers. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action. Built for banking. Banner Bank.
Last chance for the Yakima Valley Pippins here in Game 2 of the 2021 season. Ty Uber comes back out for the 9th inning for Corvallis. If the Pippins lose today, the series will be tied heading into the finale of the first series these two teams will play. The Pippins will head to Corvallis in August, late in the second half, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, to complete the season series. They'll get an opportunity for a rubber match tomorrow. But first, Ty Uber has to get through Austin Planty leading off from the left side. First pitch is up high. Planty checks his swing. They check with the first base umpire, and Jordan Smart agrees with the home plate umpire, Eric Swift. It's ball number 1. Planty with some tough luck here today. 1-0 is inside and gets past Jacob Weiss for ball number 2. Walked back in the second inning, stole second, and was moved over to third on a ground out by Chaz Myers, but was stranded there. He struck out back in the 4th and grounded into a double play in the 6th. The 2-0 misses low, and he's now ahead 3-0. Did walk twice last night. Struck out twice as well. So here's the 3-0 from Ty Uber. Planti takes it. It skips away from Jacob Weiss, but Planti has to remove his protective equipment, so he'll just head down to first. No excitement there. To start the bottom of the ninth. So far going better than the bottom of the eighth, where all three Pippins batters struck out looking. There'll be Noah Williamson stepping in from the right side, designated hitter here tonight. Struck out all 3 times he's come to the plate. Though he did reach in the 4th on a drop third strike, and later came around to score after stealing second and scoring on a base hit from Willie Lajoie. So it's Planti who leads off at first. No outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Corvallis leads 11-2. Uber delivers to Williamson. Williamson squares around, but then pulls it back and takes ball number 1. One-0 count. Uber looks over and now comes set. The pitch to Williamson, outside corner, strike 1. Planti, who I mentioned, runs a 60-yard dash right about 7 seconds. He does have some speed. He is a threat on the base paths. Williamson lines one into left field. Reminiscent of last night. Planti on his way to third. Williamson to second. Planti will get held up at third. And Williamson with a big double here in the bottom of the ninth to get things going. Runners on second and third with no outs. That'll bring Chaz Myers to the plate. He's 0 for 3 thus far. A strikeout back in the 4th. And a ground out and a fly out to go with it. He's got 2 runners in scoring position here. With no outs, the Pippins down by 9. Uber comes set and delivers. First pitch to Myers, taken for a strike. Pippins with some energy. They've been held quiet. Haven't scored since the 4th inning. And have had just 1 extra batter over the minimum in the 4 innings since. Myers tips one back into the glove of Jacob Weiss, and it's now 0-2. Uber with the 0-2, and they get Myers swinging on a pitch well above eye level. That's Myers' second strikeout of the game. That's the first out, and that'll bring Willie Lajoie hitting out of the 7th spot here tonight. But definitely with the ability to change the game with 1 stroke of his bat. The first pitch from Uber misses outside, ball 1. It's Planti on third, Williamson on second, Lajoie up at bat here with 1 out on a 1-0 count. Uber set and now delivers. Lajoie pops it up foul out of play, straight back behind home plate. Corvallis does have some action in the bullpen just in case things get out of hand here. Here's the 1-1 from Uber. Lajoie makes contact and bounced it between his legs and back to the backstop. Might have made contact with his ankle, but he doesn't show it if it did. So it's a 1-2 count here, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Corey Jarrell on deck. The 1-2 from Uber. Lajoie swinging. High chopper up the middle. Bazana does bring it down over to first for the out. And Planti will score from third. Williamson does move over from second. So it's an RBI ground out for Willie Lajoie. And that brings up Corey Jarrell, who's 1 for 3, though he should be 2 for 3. He was robbed by Bazana back in the fourth. A terrific diving play, and now Corvallis will take a mound visit here in the bottom of the ninth. The Pippins do score 1, so it's now 11-3. They're going to stay with the pitcher, just trying to buy some time. Again, just in case things get out of hand, they do have, it looks like Austin Hallman warming up in the bullpen. So Corey Jarrell, the left-hander, will step in against Uber, the righty. With 2 outs, Williamson standing on third. First pitch from Uber, high and outside, and Jarrell lays off, ball 1. Uber comes set and delivers the 1-0. Jarrell swinging. Misses for strike number 1. And count now 1-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Pippins have cut the lead to 8. But a long way to go here with 2 outs. Williamson on third. The 1-1 from Uber on the outside corner for strike 2, and Jarrell animated, waves off the call, illustrating that he thought it was off the plate. He did that in his last at-bat, illustrating it was a pitch was inside. Here's the 1-2 from Uber. Jarrell swinging. And it got away from Jacob Weiss, but Jarrell was so upset with himself that he didn't react to it. He definitely would have had a chance to make it down to first, but instead, he's the 3rd out of the inning. The Pippins retired after scoring just 1 in the ninth. They lose 11-3. We'll come back and wrap things up for you. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.